All right, y'all. So we got this gay boy, adult entertainer, who is going viral for exposing this pastor. Okay, it seemed like something we heard before. That's because we have heard it before. Okay, we had another entertainer a few months ago by the name of Fat Cat. He went viral for exposing another pastor. Okay, you go figure that one out. Except that on that case, this pastor knew that he was being recorded, but somehow consented to being recorded. Okay, which makes no sense to me. You are a whole pastor, right, that preaches against homosexuality every Sunday in front of a huge congregation. Yet you allow this man to record you, knowing that you are a pastor, you are married with children. It makes no sense to me. Maybe he just wants to be exposed. But anywho, we have this homosexual man, this gay man. I don't like the word homosexual, but this gay man who is exposing this pastor, which I think is a whole bunch of BS. And I'm going to tell you exactly why.
Okay, y'all want to come at me? Let me find my remote. Let me tell y'all something. If for the ladies that's up under my comments, I don't give two how loyal of a church member you are to anyone. Y'all's pastor on multiple occasions has been by me. I never met this man ever outside of me the 3 times that I did. I never knew this man was a pastor. I never knew this man had children. I never knew this man had a wife. I didn't know any of these things until yesterday. And I've been man for almost a year now. Okay. I find it to be very disgusting that a man can come and get nutted in by me and then go home and lay in the bed next to his wife as if nothing happened. I don't care how godlike it is or any of that. One thing you cannot do is knock me, because if it was your husband, if it was your wife, if it was your dad, you would want to know. And this man, when I watched, and somebody sent me a live yesterday, because y'all know I watch church services. I watched the church service for the first time ever that I watched Triumphant Church yesterday. Never even been there a day in my life. Never even knew this man. Never even knew this man's name till yesterday. And I went and watched it, and I immediately, the first thing that came to my mouth was, oh, that's the man I be fucking. That's what I said out of my mouth. No shade. I can only be as real as I can be. I used to sit on this app and expose DL men back in the day. It's no way possible that y'all gonna even attempt to make it seem as if I'm on this app line. Girl, I don't have time of day. I'd rather sit on here.
Now, off the rip, to keep it G, to keep it 100, they're both wrong, okay? One, the pastor is wrong for cheating, you feel me? Okay, so he's wrong for stepping out on his wife. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't do that, okay? If you are in a committed monogamous relationship, you, sir, should honor that commitment. So he's wrong. Jerock is wrong for being messy, okay? If you wanted to protect that woman, you should approach her privately and not be scandalous, coming over here, exposing that man's business to the world. That's wrong as well. I don't care what you said, he could have approached her privately, okay? See, that's what happens when we living in a society that don't allow these people to be themselves. So that's what happened. So, in my opinion, society complains about DL men when, in fact, society creates DL men, okay? You all create the very same thing that you don't like. And I say you create it because you don't provide a space for these men to be their authentic selves. Yes, they do have a responsibility to, you know, be themselves. They owe it to themselves, but come on. They're not going to come out if they know that there are negative consequences that are going to be following them with their decision to be honest with you. Okay, so that's just my take on that. And first of all, y'all, I hate, and I know hate is a strong word, but I hate how in recent times people just do anything for clout, okay? Not knowing that whatever you put on the net is going to follow you for the rest of your life. That shit will never be erased, okay? There's always going to be a record of what you said, even 10, 20, 30 years from now, okay? My issue I have with this individual, Jerock, who now wants to put on the moral cap You know what I'm saying? But you ain't fooling nobody. You're doing all of this shit for clout. If you are that concerned for the safety of women or whatever, what you should have did, okay, is go to that woman, his wife, hit her up on her DMs, call her, whatever, and tell her privately about her husband. There's no need for you to go publicly with this. It serves no purpose. You just want to, first of all, you want clout, and second of all, you want to embarrass and you want to humiliate that man. That's what this is all about. And I just hate how now it's popular and acceptable and even encouraged to embarrass, degrade, and humiliate men, in particular black men. Is out of line, and I do not support it. If you are concerned, or if you were concerned for his wife's safety, you should have went to her privately and talked to her in private, not come to the internet to spread gossip and sensationalize this issue, which you shouldn't have did. I can see I can just smell the bullshit, and I can just see the hypocrisy.
Good morning. This is the day that the Lord hath made. If y'all gonna let anybody, if y'all just gonna let all the gay men preach to you, I might as well become a preacher today too. Okay?
See that statement right there. He just said, if y'all gonna let all the gay men preach to me, which means that he doesn't see himself as deserving because of his sexual preference. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he's more likely from the South, and you know how they get down there. There's the Bible Belt. And you know, most black families are homophobic. So he doesn't see himself as righteous because of his sexual preference. You know what I'm saying? He just said, y'all gonna let, you know what I'm saying, you know, this gay man preach to me, or no, you know, gay man should be preaching to me, which I understand in a way. Hear me out, okay? If you are preaching against homosexuality, but yet you doing this shit behind closed doors, that makes you an hypocrite. So I understand where he's coming from that aspect, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, as a gay or bisexual man, you should have a relationship with the Creator. You know what I'm saying? And you are entitled to have, or you should have, a spiritual life, okay? Because we all are divinely made, in my opinion. But the culture does not teach young gay people, either men or women, that they are divinely made. Instead, they teach them that they're sinners and they're an abomination and all this shit. And I can hear it. I can hear that message indirectly, you know what I'm saying, in his tone of conversation. Okay?
Y'all want to come at me? Let me find my remote. Let me tell y'all something. If for the ladies that's up under my comments, I don't give two how loyal of a church member you are to anyone. Y'all's pastor on multiple occasions has been by me. I never met this man ever outside of me the 3 times that I did. I never knew this man was a pastor. I never knew this man had children. I never knew this man had a wife. I didn't know any of these things until yesterday. And I've been this man for almost a year now. Okay? I find it to be very disgusting that a man can come and get nutted in by me and then go home and lay in the bed next to his wife as if nothing happened. I don't care how godlike it is or any of that. One thing you cannot do is knock me, because if it was your husband, if it was your wife, if it was your dad, you would want to know. And this,
well, he's right about that. Okay, if it was my wife or my husband or whatever, you know what I'm saying, I would like to know. And don't get me wrong, if you are in a committed relationship, you should honor that commitment. However, if it was a woman, let's say that if that was a woman cheating on her husband with another woman, sure, her husband has a right to know. But I doubt it very much that women are going to drag her, humiliate her, degrade her for that. Okay? Sure, she would be wrong for doing it, but she's not going to be dragged, humiliated, you know, and ridiculed for that. which is the same thing that he's doing. And I'm suspecting, in fact, I'm pretty sure that all of this is coming from a place of hate. Now, don't get me wrong. I do not condone, cheating or whatever. If you are in a committed relationship, you should honor that commitment. However, I'm sensing that this is coming from a place of hate because he doesn't like himself. And Pastor Fred Matthews is a pastor from Nashville. So we know that Nashville is it's a city that is located in the South. And you know that the South is the Bible Belt. So, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times, black men, in particular gay black men, grow up in these homes that are overwhelmed, with messages that go against who they are. You know what I'm saying? So most black families are Christians, and they're very homophobic. So you dragging him, I'm sensing you're doing that because you see yourself in him and you don't like yourself. If you had such an issue with what he's doing, you should have went privately to his wife and talked to her if you were concerned for her safety. You don't feel me? But coming along, dragging him on the internet, doing all this stuff, no, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't condone that at all.
Man, when I watch, and somebody sent me a live yesterday, because y'all know I watch church services. I watched the church service for the first time ever that I watched Triumphant Church yesterday. Never even been there a day in my life. Never even knew this man. Never even knew this man's name till yesterday. And I went and watched it, and
So hold up. Oh, what? Did he just say that he didn't know that man's name? So you mean to tell me that you all up in that man's guts, literally, and you didn't know his name, but yet you want to come over here and put on your moral cap as if you're doing charity work on the internet? You are painting yourself, Jerock, as a righteous person, accusing this man of cheating on his wife, but yet you are just as bad, if not worse, because you're sleeping with a man who you don't know, and you don't even know his name. I hope that you were wearing protection. I hope, okay? Because, bro, that is effed up, okay? I'm just saying, like, he want to come over here and act as if he's taking the moral high ground when, in my opinion, he is just as bad, if not worse. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bruh.
immediately, the first thing that came to my mouth was, oh, that's the man I be. That's what I said out of my mouth. No shade. I can only be as real as I can be. I used to sit on this app and expose DL men back in the day. It's no way possible that y'all gonna even attempt to make it seem as if I'm on this app line. Girl, I don't have time of day. I'd rather sit on here and argue with bitches that I go really argue with than to be sitting on here arguing about a motherfucking pastor. Live in your truth, Bishop. You made a statement yesterday while you were preaching that just pissed me off. My pastor and them just called my phone to tell me and ask me questions about you. And they asked me, why did you do that? First and foremost, this man got a wife that he goes home to. Just say if I was sick with HIV, no shade. Say if I was sick with HIV and I'm nutting in this man hole raw, and then he go home and he nutting in his wife pussy raw. And now she got HIV, he got HIV, everybody just unsafe because her husband decided that he wanted to have a double life. Her husband decided he wanted to wake up on Sunday mornings and go preach to the people and tell y'all in the sermon, this is what the man said yesterday. I wouldn't want nobody to lay their hands on me that's doing this, that, and this. But everything that you did, that you mentioned, just so happened you do that. You do all of that. I hate a pastor that try to get you saved but want to lay with you at the same exact time.
Now, I do have to hold the pastor accountable as well. If you are married, okay, or if you are in a committed monogamous relationship, you shouldn't be sleeping around, okay? Especially knowing that there are so many STDs and STIs that are going around. you should have enough self-love, enough self-respect to protect yourself and your significant other. So in terms of what he's saying there, I do agree with that. You should not be sleeping around. Hopefully he was wearing protection, or or something, because it is unfair and it's wrong for him to have unprotected sex with somebody else outside of his relationship, and then bring something home to his wife or partner. That is wrong. That is vile, and I can never support that. So I agree with that one there. That is a no-no. Man, oh man. So they're both wrong. The pastor for cheating and Jerock for being messy. Okay, you should not be cheating on your wife, whatever. It's not cool. And come on, bro. You just a messy ass, slappy ass gay boy. All right, so that's that. Pastor is wrong, but I just don't like how in recent days, years, whatever, it has become popular to kind of humiliate, degrade, harass black men in particular, regardless of race. They do the same shit to white men and Hispanic men, but I see it more in the black community because I'm black, so I consume black content. You feel me? I see how it is cool to harass, humiliate, degrade black men, and I'm not here for it, y'all. I'm not here for it. I'm sure, this one thing, y'all can say whatever you want about women. At least women are free. Women are not going to be going around degrading each other. Even if a woman does the most outlandish things, you're not going to see a bunch of women holding other women accountable, and let alone degrading them and harassing them and all that shit. Show me, comment below, y'all. Leave me a comment. Show me one video or point me out to one occasion where you see a bunch of women holding other women accountable, let alone degrading, insulting, harassing, humiliating other women. Because women love each other. I'm just saying. So I don't like the current trend where it's becoming cool to harass, humiliate, and do all these horrible things to black men. And because men are perceived to be the stronger gender, people think it's cool. Oh, he'll just bounce back. The man up and all this shit. But it's not cool, because he may be externally okay, but men deal with a lot of psychological trauma, y'all. It's not easy being a man, in particular a black man. So just keep that in mind as well, okay? That's all I got for you. This is your favorite homeboy, Zacario. If you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe to the channel and join this Zac Pack, okay? All right, give me a thumbs up. All right, that will let the algorithm know that we on fire over here. And of course, hit your notification bells. All right, all right. So that's all I got, y'all. I love y'all from the moon and back. And you know how we do. Until we meet again, and we sure will. Love, peace, and many, 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 many blessings.